The internet has become hyper politicized and it's very exhausting. Internet used to be an escape from the politics back in the day, but nowadays it feels like it bleeds. Politics are bleeding into everything, whether it's video games, YouTube, music. It's like no matter where you will turn your head, you'll always find something that's politicized in a way. Even Twitch today could be considered a politicized platform. It's one of the two biggest creators, which are Asmongold and Hasanabi, are basically holding the biggest amounts of views, live views, during their streams. So even that website that was originally created for gaming is kind of used for a very different purpose now. But what is also scary is that you kind of have to pick a side. You cannot really watch both of them and support both of them, because both of them are kind of different voices for different people. And it's like no matter whose side you will choose, you will always be considered the enemy by the opposite side. And it feels like nowadays politics are your identity. It's not really whether I'm agreeing with you or disagreeing with you, it's literally part of who I am. Any arguments that don't align with yours are like a personal attack on your identity. And these two people, Asmongold and Hasanabi, are basically having like a gladiator match between each other for months now, actually, because both of their communities are just so huge and they are so trustful towards them that they literally want to hear their opinion about everything, especially politics. And they are kind of shaping their own identity, their own worldview based on theirs. It's like Hassan or Asmon are not really entertainers anymore. They're more like just voices for the voiceless people. Tens of thousands of voiceless people, actually. That's quite a big number. It's basically like a culture war going on the internet. And I often wonder, why is that? Why is the average person so interested in what's going on, not only in their own country, but across the whole world, when in reality it doesn't really change their lives that much? Why does it feel like you need to pick a side nowadays? Is it the sense of belonging into something? But if you really want to belong to something, then is finding a group that has shared enemies really the idea of belonging? At the same time, I get that the sense of purpose might be very strong with this one, because you're kind of on a mission, right? You are aligning with a big community of people that have a similar mission to yours, same values, same stance. So yeah, you feel like you are a part of something you want to fight for, against the other group that actually feels the same way, exact same way. They think that you are wrong and you are thinking that they are crazy. It's a battle that will never end. But the battle is also something that the internet very much likes. The algorithm, whether it's YouTube, Twitch, or anything really. What really gets the most clicks is the exact thing, the battle, the outrage, the debates, the disagreements. That's what gets the most traction on the internet in general. It's all quite scary because it feels like the internet, the world itself, got very, very divided in the last couple of years. Especially during the pandemic and now after it. It feels like we are more divided than ever. Which is sad, because we could have been uniting together to face bigger issues, and instead we are still fighting against each other, even though we just had a global pandemic that kind of proved that there are bigger things to worry about, and yet we are still going against each other. As people, we didn't really need the pandemic for anything, because there were no lessons to be taken from them. We are still at war conflicts between different nations, possibly heading to a global conflict. Hopefully it never happens, but who knows. But the fact that it is even a discussion, a possibility, is crazy, considering that we were just kind of worried about being exterminated by a virus, and now we want to exterminate each other. So it seems like the pandemic was not really needed, because we can do everything on our own. And I guess with all these things happening, it's kind of rational to understand why internet is so politicized now, because it feels like politics are our life nowadays, and you cannot really escape it. You have to pick a side, whether you like it or not. Because if you're gonna stand in the center, then you don't really belong to any group. You're kind of alone. Maybe you're okay with that, but yeah, it's gonna be a little bit different for you than for everybody else. And it's difficult to conclude for me whether what's happening is good or bad. All I know is that it's kind of exhausting seeing the constant fight between the two sides, because it feels like there is no way out. It's just gonna keep happening no matter what. But maybe it needs to. Maybe that's just how the world works. Maybe it is how it worked for the last 2000s of years. It's just that, like I said, the internet used to be an escape from all of this. Like, you didn't have to worry about stuff like politics on the internet. But now it feels like it's there and it's here to stay. And the internet is just way different than it was. And we're gonna have to deal with that, whether we like it or not. That's just the way things are. The world is evolving every year. So yeah, the internet we knew before is non-existent today. And now it's just like any other political media, just like it was the TV back in the day, or newspapers. And now it's just internet. And in the foreseeable future, it might get even more politicized than it is now. As crazy as this sounds.